Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cross Caribbean Startup Huddle with St. Lucia and St. Kitts and Nevis. And I'm your host, Michelle Samuel from Team Startup Huddle St. Lucia. Thank you for those of you who have joined us and are watching on our social media channels on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. Now, you're currently watching this event, and this is an official activity of GEW, an international movement to empower entrepreneurs and help make it possible for anyone, anywhere to start and scale. Now, of course, those of you who are joining us, please know that you can utilize the comment or the chat box to either post your comments or your questions. When, of course, submitting questions, please let us know who they are directed towards so that when we highlight them on the screen, persons who they are directed to would be able to respond. Now, this event is hosted by Sludterra, and this is a social enterprise based out of St. Lucia. We're so very grateful to be hosting this event to celebrate one of the momentous occasions where we put the entrepreneur and the innovators and those persons who are doing amazing things in society at the forefront. Startup Huddle St. Lucia is an event that was created by the Global Entrepreneurship Network. And here in St. Lucia and St. Kitts and in the other islands in the Caribbean and 80 other countries, we are glad to have this chapter here. It is a place where we can meet as entrepreneurs in a safe space, tell our stories, share our challenges, and crowdsource solutions. So this evening, we are going to give you a front row into our event. Startup Huddle is normally held once every month. So if you've missed an event, all you have to do is get in touch with the organizer of the chapter you'd like to watch and find out when the next event is going to be held. Here in St. Lucia, our event is held on the second Wednesday of every single month. And again, say welcome to each and every one of you. We have two presenters this evening, one from St. Kitts and Nevis and the other from St. Lucia. We also have three expert panelists who will be listening to the presentations by our presenters and, of course, providing professional feedback and constructive criticism on their presentations, as well as what would have appeared on their social media pages or websites. Now, I'm not the only person who is here. Joining me is the organizer of Startup Huddle St. Kitts, and I am speaking of Mr. Janil Boone. Janil, welcome, welcome, welcome. And how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fine, and thanks for having me, Michelle. How are you as well?
Oh, I'm great. I mean, this is the first time that we're doing something like this, so I'm excited. A
Yeah,
lot of
I
moving
am
parts in the
also.
background.
Yeah.
So I will just allow, our viewers to hear just a little bit about you and about Startup Huddle St. Kitts, just before we get started.
Well, first I would say Janil. Who is Janil? I'm pretty much someone that love to see others grow, especially from entrepreneurial and a leadership level. Hence, Startup Huddle. And we have jumped on board November last year, so this November makes 1 year since we partnered with the U.S. Embassy and eventually with the and also the Taiwan Embassy in making this possible. We meet the third Sunday in every month, and fortunately, we meet in person here in St. Kitts. So roughly 25 of us come together and share knowledge to help those two presenters and eventually to network to build our ecosystem. It's all about ecosystem. Back to you.
Okay, so you have an advantage over us, Janelle, but in the fact that you can get to host yours in person. I mean, we did have this luxury sometime a few years ago. I can barely remember. But then when COVID hit, we had no choice but to go virtual. But that even had its advantage because, as you know, with COVID, there's something called platforms and there's something
Yeah.
called conferencing tools. So that allowed us to actually branch out and reach a larger audience. So COVID did not knock us down. We came back even better than before.
Indeed.
Now, without further ado, I'm going to say good evening to Janelle for now. We're going to send him backstage. And we are going to go straight into our event this evening. We have some amazing presentations for you to see, and we cannot wait. Now, we are first going to talk about our global host, the Global Entrepreneurship Network. And we want to say thank you to the U.S. Embassy of Barbados, the Eastern Caribbean, and the OECS for sponsoring us, as well as the Taiwan Embassy in St. Lucia for championing our program here in St. Lucia. We want to say thank you to each and every one of them. So when we come back from our break, we're going to find out who our expert panelists are, and then we're going to move into our presentations for the evening. Please stick around after our message.
I'm Jonathan Oatmans, president and founder of the Global Entrepreneurship Network. What we're about is creating an opportunity for anybody, anywhere, to unleash their idea. We want to make sure that the guy that's got the worst deal on the planet has an opportunity. At the Global Entrepreneurship Network, we've built one global entrepreneurship ecosystem that allows anyone on the planet to be able to connect, understand, support, and celebrate the entrepreneurs that represent so much promise for our future. We went in with the belief that we could create a common culture across the globe in the interest of entrepreneurship and innovation. We learned a lot of techniques and tools about, ultimately, how do you build a community that's across the world? How do you cross national boundaries and cultures and religions and languages? We discovered something that was common in all people. They have this enthusiasm and curiosity about making the world a better place. We tried to provide some structure, but allow a lot of flowers to be blooming the way they wanted to. We have divided our work into 4 primary cornerstones. We want to be able to connect everybody across any aspects of an entrepreneurial ecosystem to find peers, find markets, and find opportunities. Secondly, we want to understand the field better. We want to elevate the field based on research and data. And then thirdly, we're working carefully to provide the best support programs we can find. The last part is we like to celebrate. It's where we began with Global Entrepreneurship Week, which is the notion of making the role of the entrepreneur be perceived around the world as being a force for good, as being the individuals who are able to create new value in our societies and can really set an example for all of our citizens in the way we go about living our lives. Entrepreneurs are the great equalizers. They bring the ability of anybody to be able to have the opportunity no matter where they come from in the world. That promise of entrepreneurship is always what's empowered our community.
What do you need to transform your career goals into reality? You need the Wiley Network.
You guys are awesome.
I'm forever grateful for being a part of this network, which has changed my life and my confidence.
What is the Wiley Network? Your connection to an abundance of resources. There are so many valuable tools, such as online courses, training videos, toolkits, discussion guides, blogs, and workbooks. That is the Wiley Network, and it's all available at wiley.state.gov.
Very proud to be a part of this.
The Wiley Network gives members the means to grow as entrepreneurs and improve their communities.
This is a call to you, young leaders of Latin America, the Caribbean, and Canada. It's your chance to develop your skills, expand your business, and network with leaders and with your peers. It's a way for you to enhance your knowledge, your economic opportunities, and your future. When you join the Wiley Network, you'll get regular updates on new initiatives, opportunities, and information created specifically for young leaders. You can engage on social media and join important discussions that affect your community. You can use all of these digital resources to expand your entrepreneurial potential and create a brighter future. By joining the YLI network, you gain access to all the benefits. You can expand your skills and connect with fellow leaders working to create change in their communities. The YLI network empowers you to achieve and succeed. Don't wait for change. Create it. To learn more about the YLI network and to become a member, go to yli.state.gov.
All right, and welcome back, everybody. And for those of you just joining in, you have joined us on Cross Career Huddle. I'm your host, Michelle Samuel, and I'm joined by Mr. Janil Boone out of St. Kitts and Nevis with Startup Huddle St. Kitts. So, Janil, are you ready to get started on this event?
I'm ready.
I like the sound of that. All right. So at this point in time, I'm going to bring on my team members so that persons get to know who they are. This is introduction time. So we're calling upon my team members. So we have, first of all, Miss Malika is coming on first. Malika is going to be my host for this evening. Malika.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Glad to have you with us, Malika. And of course, I'm going to say hello again to my other team member, Mr. Marvin Grant. Mr. Marvin Grant, how are you doing this evening?
Good evening. I'm well. How are you?
All right. So we are all doing well. So at this point in time, we're going to give introductions as to who our expert panelists are. And for those of you who are wondering, Malika, as I stated, is going to be my little co-host. She's going to be assisting me in terms of giving us an information about our expert panel. And also she's going to be reading out our team announcements. Mr. Grant is going to be assisting with the time to ensure that our presenters and expert panelists stick to the time frame. We have 6 minutes for presenters, 10 minutes for Q&A with the expert panel, and 10 minutes for Q&A with the audience. Again, audience, how do you ask your questions or make your comments? Use the comments or the chats. And when you do, I will highlight them on the screen so that presenters can respond. Of course, please let us know where you're joining from. Type in your name and type in the country that you're joining us from so that we can know and give you a shout out. All right. Marvin, we're going to send you back to the stage. We're going to bring you back very shortly. Our presenters are ready to present. And Malika, I would like you to go ahead and tell us who our expert panelists are for this evening.
Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Malika Amide, here to present you our expert panelists. First off, we have joined us expert panelist Sylvester Lewis. He's a pharmacist by profession, worked at St. Jude's Hospital as a hospital pharmacist for 5 years. Worked with the OECS PPS as the procurement officer. In January 1993, went into sales for the US company and represented them as a medical supply sales rep for 14 years. Then in 2002, he started his first Business Express Medical Group 2006 pharmacy. Welcome. Also with us is expert panelist Mary Henry. She's a highly trained registered nurse with over 30 years of international medical experience. She's the founder of Liberty Nursing and Support Services International, LNSSI. Here's a little synopsis on this business. LNSSI is an award-winning home care company offering a wide range of services to meet your loved one's home health care needs. Liberty Nursing and Support Services International is St. Lucian owned and has been helping St. Lucians and international clients maintain their dignity and independence since 2005. LNSSI offers a wide range of services such as personal care, medication support, and companionship services. They also provide each client with a deep sense of assurance, knowing that their needs are placed in the hands of capable and caring team of personal care professionals. A stock of equipment such as wheelchairs, crutches, home care, adjustable beds, and walkers to assist the physically challenged are also available for sale and rent. And another great mind, one of our expert panelists is Anastasia Elliott. She's a businesswoman, a natural health advocate champion of food and nutrition, security, promoter of entrepreneurship, women's empowerment, agriculture, innovation, and green living. She has had several careers to date, from journalism, a field she worked in for 9 years, starting 2001, to graphic designing, junior newspaper editor, customer service representative, office manager, personal assistant, model, public relations officer, chef. Despite her many careers, her constant has always been entrepreneurship, a field she delved into from a tender age. She holds an associate degree in culinary arts, a diploma in organic hair care formulation, a certificate in botanical formulations, a diploma in organic skincare business, and is a trained administrative and personal assistant. Today, Anastasia is a co-founder of her own company, Sugartown Organics, which is launched in 2010. She launched an agriculture-based social enterprise, innovating along with the agricultural value chain. Today, her company offers unique wellness experiences for men and women with a dedication to providing the highest quality of healthy foods and clean cosmetic infused by our cultural inequity, innovation, and originality while minimizing crop loss. She has participated in various business incubators and accelerator programs and competed in several pitch competitions and has represented her country at various business-related competitions, forums, and trade missions, from the Caribbean to across the Atlantic in Europe and Africa, allowing her to amass knowledge and gain technical skills and assistance on various modern aspects of business building and operation. Mrs. Elliott is also a Cherry Blair Foundation mentee alumni and successful participant of the EU-funded Women in Export program facilitated by the Caribbean Export Development Agency. Thank you. Welcome.
All right, Malika, thank you so much for introducing our expert panelists. Now, thank you. We're going to send you backstage and we're going to welcome you back when it is time to do our team announcements. All right, so Janelle, now that we know who our expert panelists are, it is now time for everybody to see who our presenters. So at this point in time, we are going to say, get ready, presenter one. You know yourself. You are representing St. Lucia. Her name is Miss Chevon Anatole of CheVQ. When we put you on the screen, we are going to also add our team member, Marvin Grant. He's your top. Please pay attention to the alerts that he's going to give you and get ready to do your presentation. Expert panelists, of course, while you are watching and listening, we invite you to, of course, take note of the presentation, then take note of the questions that you're going to be asking our presenter. All right, so let's bring back Mr. Marvin Grant onto the stage. And then Janelle and I are going to say our exit so that you can take over. So our first presenter, Miss Chevron Anatole, welcome to the main
Welcome.
stage. How are you feeling this evening?
I'm fantastic, Mrs. Samuel. Thank you very
Oh
much.
my gosh, I'm loving it. She's fantastic. Okay, that sounds so much better than what we heard before. All right. So we just sort of, warmed it up for you. So now you just take it over and do your thing. Okay. So let's bring up Marvin so he can keep you a little bit of company. All right. So again, remember, you have 6 minutes to present. Marvin is going to give you your time, whether you have 5, 4, 2, all down the way to 1. And once he says time, we're going to stop you, and then we're going to bring our expert panelist stage so that we can start our Q&A. All right.
Thanks.
All right, not a problem. So once we exit, it will be your time to shine. Good luck, Siobhan.
Thank you, Mrs. Samuel.
Your time begins when you are ready.
All right. Can you see my screen?
It is not sharing us yet.
Okay. Can you see it?
One moment, please. Miss Samuel, could you please assist? We're not seeing her shared screen.
It's showing that it's sharing, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so it's just taking some time to load. That's why. It's
Okay.
so yeah. So your time will begin once you start sharing. You can start presenting, and then your time will
Me
start.
that it is sharing.
Okay, it is on screen. You could go ahead.
Can you see it? Okay. Good
Yes.
evening, everyone. My name is Siobhan Anatole, and it gives me a great pleasure to introduce my business to you this afternoon. The name of my business is Chevy Q, and a little summary about Chevy Q is that it is a small agro-processing business that is located in Barbados and Lucia. This business has one unique product, which is called a mango achar or mango chutney. It is a quick and very simple garnish, and it is a West Indian, Asian cultural recipe, mainly served with snacks or preferable curried dishes. Some of the problems that Chevy Q recognized that can benefit
Interrupt you, Siobhan.
Sorry?
So sorry to interrupt you. Can you please click present so that we can see the full screen? There we go.
So I should start all over again.
Your time has been reset. You could go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Siobhan Anatole, and it gives me great pleasure this evening to partake in the Cross Caribbean Startup Huddle. And I would like to introduce my business. The name of my business is Chevy Q, and I am the manager. A little bit about my business is that it is a small agro-processing business located in Barbados and Lucia. The business has one unique product, which is called the mango achar or mango chutney. It is a quick and simple garnish that is best used with either snacks like pan and chips or any curried dishes. Some of the problems that I've recognized in the community that I believe that Chevy Q can, the business can solve is the limited option of this product, and that is not diversified. The customers do not have the time to make the product for themselves because it's a lengthy process, and the unavailability of the product in the smaller community markets. The existing or the alternative competitors, or that my direct competitor would be Baron Foods, and our indirect competitor would be Viking Traders. The solution to the problems listed in slide 2 is to, one, diversify the product and give the customer the option to purchase to their satisfaction, meaning that since it is just mango, it can be diversified to golden apples or any other fruits and vegetables. The other solution is that I will produce the product and make it available to for the customers since they do not have the time to get it done. Solution number 3 is have the product available not just in major supermarkets, but in smaller shops in the village areas. The key stakeholders to help to make Chevy Q possible and to operate smoothly is SAPS, which is Smith's Agro and Packaging Suppliers, the First Caribbean International Bank, St. Lucia Bureau of Standards, Optronics, which I used to do all my online stuff, PayPal, Penny Pinch, and the St. Lucia Farmers Market. The people or the persons that will benefit from using my product are both male and female, between the ages of 15 to 55, whether they're married or single, and chefs and cooks in the hospitality industry. Our unique value proposition for the Mangrecha is that is a product-based business which produces traditional Indian spices, pickles, and chutneys. This product is suitable for individuals who enjoy the spicy, tangy sensation when consuming the product, especially when eating any curry dishes. It has a miniature packaging which make the product very travel friendly in case anyone would want to purchase to take them overseas. We do outreach via Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp broadcasts, face-to-face, tasting, and samples. Our key impact matrices, one-on-one on Facebook, tasting and samples again, follow-up for feedbacks from customers, Google Forms for questionnaires, and surveys that are done quarterly.
You have 2 minutes left.
Our finances and revenue streams, starter funding, personal savings and family contribution. Customers pays upon receipt, which we continue to use the turnover. Currently, there are no loans attached to this business, nor are there any overdraft facilities. Our timeline, our plans for the next year or 6 months is that we intend to source a location in the Castries Basin, hire a web builder to create and launch our website. We decide we would like to incorporate online payment options for customers, and we would like to increase customer base by 10%, all to be completed by June of 2022.
You have 1 minute left.
Our networks are the UNDP in association with the University of the West Indies, the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, Small Business Development Center, and the Less Value Network. Chevy Q, you can get more information on our Facebook page, Instagram, WhatsApp. You can email us via our email addresses at chevyqslu@gmail.com, and we are also on Telegram and Google My Business. Thank you for this time.
Awesome. Great presentation, Siobhan. Congratulations. Great job. All right. So now we are going to bring our experts on stage with you so that they can sort of quiz you on your presentation. All right. So we're going to call up Miss Anastasia Elliott onto the stage. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you with us. How are you doing this evening?
Hi, good evening. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here. I feel like I've met Chevron somewhere
Excellent.
before.
You never know. I guess there's some way, shape, or form you may have met, maybe not, if not online and in person. But I'm going to bow out so that I will
Okay.
let the two of you have your Q&A session. All right. So, Siobhan, remember, there's no need to be nervous. This is a safe space. You're just answering questions based on your presentation. We are rooting for you, and so is the audience. All right.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. There you go. You have literally 10 minutes for your Q&A. All right, enjoy.
Beautiful. Thanks, Miss Summer.
All right. Well, for me, I don't have too many questions for you. I really like your presentation. I like that you have a clear view of where you want to go with your business. Um, I'm just wondering, like, what I'm not familiar with mango chutney. It's not something I eat very often or that I even get here in Singis that I can remember. We get tamarind chutney most often than mango. And so I don't know how mango is produced, like how often you get mango in St. Lucia. So do you have anything in place for like the seasonality of mangoes? 'Cause, usually it's for a season and then the outer season. Do you have anything that so that you can ensure that you have a constant supply of your product for the market?
Okay, yes, we do. It is seasonal. Um, so within the season runs for about quarterly for about 4 months. So within the 4 months period, you gather as much as you can, you prepare as much as you can, and also the raw materials you can freeze it. So when it's frozen, it can last for as long as 6 months in the freezer without being prepared for the finished product.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. You said that Baron Foods is your direct competitor in Vikings.
Direct competitor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So why would someone choose to purchase your mango chutney as opposed to Baron?
I'll tell you why. Because even though Byron is in St. Kitts, you don't even know that there is mango chutney that Byron does on the shelf, right?
It's a good answer.
So
Yeah.
it's the same thing in St. Lucia.
Okay.
And remember, I said earlier that it is a traditional Asian, Indian, West Indian type of product.
Yeah.
And when I when I first moved to St. Lucia 20 something years ago, every time I travel back to Guyana, all I gotta do is like go to Granny and you take stuff and you bring back. But then in St. Lucia, the raw materials are there and it's just being wasted. So why not make your own? So after a while, making of my own, you go to the supermarket and it's not there. Then one day I decided I'm going to do this. Going to the supermarket, I also see that Baron have it, but then it's not recognized on the shelf. Like one of the things that I'm said by making it available, put it on the shelf, and because it's a niche, because it's unique, I am going to put it out there that don't you that this product exists. This is how it tastes, and this is how you can enjoy it. I don't see Baron doing that. All I hear is about Baron peppers, and so I'm not. I would say that I'm not shy to come up against this one product that Baron has, but they have it on their shelf.
All right, good. I do love your positivity and your passion that you have for your product. That would take you a long way. So that is
Thank
good.
you so much.
It's very good. I think those are my two questions that I had for you. Um, yeah, I would have loved to see in the product though.
Oh, soon. I do have intentions of coming to St. Kitts. I knew a few people in Nevis and in St. Kitts.
Okay.
So our long-term plan, which I have not mentioned, is to have the product regionally. And remember,
So
I
you're,
said
you're
that
planning to export then?
right.
Okay.
We did inquire about exportation and all of that, but because of the COVID, it is very costly to just export. Even
Yes.
samples is very costly, so it's on
Yes,
hold
I
for
know.
now.
Okay. All right. That's it for me.
All
Thanks.
right, so thank you so very much, Anastasia, for your questions to Siobhan. Now, at this point in time, we are going to switch it up a bit and then invite the audience to ask their questions. Now, of course, some persons have been making some comments, and I will be posting them up or highlighting them so that persons can see, their comments on this main stage. So we have some people joining us. So we have Marla, who's joining us from St. Lucia. Marla, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're glad that you joined us. We're always welcoming our fellow St. Lucians to join our events. It's really great that you're supporting us. Great to have you with us. And then we also have someone else from on YouTube that is joining us, and that is Ikeri Ephraim, I believe that is the name. I'm hoping I'm saying it clearly. I really hope I'm saying it clearly. Perhaps, Janelle, you can let me know whether I'm saying it correctly or not. I believe it's somebody on your side of the fence. Ikeri, I believe it is. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right.
Kinda. I think she will refer to as I
And
Kerry. But however, Anna is her
Ikeri.
sister.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Awesome. I have a comment from her. That's my sister. Go Anna. So Anna, you have somebody rooting there for you already and you're not even presenting. My goodness. So good to have you in the house. And I have somebody else here from YouTube, Micah. Ephraim sending a virtual hug out to you. So thank you so much for joining us. On Facebook, we have Miss Naomi Whitney or Woodley joining us. Welcome, 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 Naomi. Glad to have you with us. We have Queen Bryce or Queen Bryce from YouTube joining us. And this person saying, Go Chevy. So, Siobhan, I'm supposing you know who this person is, Queen Bryce.
Yes, I do.
All right,
Yes, I do.
excellent. And then we have somebody else who is no stranger to us on Facebook saying, You go girl. So this comment is from Miss herself. She's very, very proud of you and she's watching. So she's giving you some words of encouragement.
Thank you.
Now, we did not have any questions from the audience for you, Siobhan. However,
Actually,
in the absence of the questions, the team can actually ask you questions. So at this point in time, I'm going to bring my team members on so that they can put some questions to you and find out, a little bit more about your product, your presentation, and what it is that you presented there for us. So all right. So, any one of you who has any questions, feel free to go first. I'm not hogging anything. It's up to you. Whoever wants to go first can go.
Okay, good night, Chevy. One of my questions is, what is the shelf life on your product?
The shelf life on the product is 2 years. The product can last for as long as 2 years. But since I'm in St. Lucia and The solution market, the solutions
I think I may have
do
a
not
glue.
like the pepper, which is the main preservative for the product. And I have to diversify and put mild pepper and no pepper at all. The shelf life is going to vary. So the one that's really hot can last for as long as 2 years. The mild one, I would give it a year, though it can last longer. And the one without any pepper at all that acted as the preservative, I'm going to give it 5 months.
Okay, awesome. Okay, say that I want, like you said, to diversify and get another product that is not mango. How much notice would I have to give you in order to get that other product?
Okay, unless it is not what we have and we can source it, production takes about 3 days. It takes about 3 days once we have
Can you hear
enough
me, Siobhan?
sunlight, great sunlight, great hot sun for a day or two. Production takes 3 days. Um, but what we have in stock are mangoes, golden apple, tamarind, star fruit, which you call five finger. So these are four of them that's readily available. If you would like me to drop some off, I should be home next week. I should get you some. You want it hot? You want it mild? You want it spicy? How you want it? I'll get it to you.
Okay, then we'll have to hook up. Thank you very much, Shelby.
You're most welcome.
Okay, so I know that we have a question from one of our other team members. She posted it in the chat. Um, so basically, her question is this, right? So I'm gonna show it up here on the screen because she has some audio interference here. So it's gonna pop up on the screen for you, Siobhan. So her question basically is, what do you do or what measures you have in place when your product is out of season?
As I have mentioned before, we gather in the season. The season is for 4 months for the mangoes. We're using the mango, so it's for 4 months. You gather as much as you can. You can't gather the whole thing, but you gather as much as you can. You produce, you bottle, you store, and you also freeze the raw product. So when you've already supplied a supermarket, your small businesses and these places, there will still be enough to last you for the next season to come. Does that answer the question?
All right. So thank you for answering that question. Lisa, I'm hoping that she answered your question satisfactorily. I'm not sure whether Lisa can hear us or not, but I do have a question for you, Siobhan. My question for you, just one question as a matter of fact. My question for you basically is the chutney seems to be something that people are not very familiar with. So, what do you plan to do in terms of marketing to get the word out there about your chutney? Are you planning to collaborate with anyone or partner with anyone to ensure that the marketing is really big and huge on this particular product?
Yes. Since COVID hit us, it has bring out in entrepreneurs and small businesses, but business people, the act of using your your online tool. And I was able to perfect my Facebook page, my Instagram page, start working on my website, and that's the online present access. I'm also putting into place options where customers can pay. How they would know more about the product is the awareness. I will do more of the online presence, more Facebook. When it is safe, I will do more face to face tasting and bring more awareness to the people out there, because a lot of St. Lucians, they do not eat a lot of pepper. I know that for the fact because of some of these outreaches that I've done before. And they've asked for the different types. So how I get them to know is more of the online presence and more of face to face when it's safe.
Okay,
All
so
right.
the
Thank you
10
so
minutes
much
of
for
questioning is up.
Ah, all right. So that means we have to say goodbye to the rest of the team members. So, Malika, we're going to send you backstage. And of course, Anastasia, we're going to say goodbye to you as well. We're going to send you backstage. And Siobhan, we just want to say thank you again for, agreeing to do this. I know it took a lot of courage, and I must say you did a really, really great job. But we typically have one final question that we normally ask our presenters. So this question is from the team at Startup Huddle, specifically St. Lucia, to you. What can we as a community do to help Chevy Q?
What's my question?
What can you do to help? Um, it's a question that I was not prepared for, but if there's any help that I would look for, it will come in more awareness. To help me to get the relevant education to take my business forward. It's not always about the money because you can get the money, but you don't have the knowledge. So if there are anything or if there are any way at all that I can grow my business going forward when it comes to workshops, when it comes to teachings, when it like say for example the all program, when these things are available, if I can be notified, that would be of great help.
All right, point well
Yes.
taken. Janelle, do you have any questions for Siobhan on your end coming from
My
you?
question, my question was partly similar to what I just asked, but in addition to that, I was about to ask if you were to do something for your business tomorrow and to help it get the visibility and recognition product wise, what would that one thing be?
The one thing would be to get my website up and running. Get my website up running. Just launch my website with everything on it, online payments, add the social media to it, and everything. Because of the COVID and COVID now come into our life, it has exposed everybody to online presence. And on a scale of 1 to 10, Chevy Q is on a 5. And I believe on the completion of my the Facebook page, I believe that is going to get to that 10 or close to the 10.
Okay, but to follow up on that same question, there was a comment that in the chat also that I think would go well for you. Started now, tomorrow, if I may say, start working on marketing and jump straight into that website. But at least marketing, because website is the ultimum of marketing, I may say. But you can do many others to get to that location.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right,
Quite
thank you so
clear.
very much for that question and for those words of advice, Janelle. Marvin, we're gonna send you to the backstage for now because we are getting ready to go into our brief break. We of course are going to show one of our sponsor ads and then go into our team announcements for the evening. When we come back, we are going to hear from presenter number 2 from St. Kitts. Siobhan, do you have any final words to share with our viewers and how, of course, they can reach you?
I I want to thank this panel for the opportunity to showcase my business, and I've taken every advice into consideration, and I will start with the marketing as from tomorrow. I can be reached via telephone and WhatsApp. The number is 284-1169. My Facebook page is Chevy Q. The Instagram page is as well as Chevy Q. And you can get me on WhatsApp as well on the same 2841169.
All right. Thank you so very much for sharing that with us, Siobhan. We're going to say good evening to you so that you can head backstage so that Janelle and I can continue on with the event. And great job, Siobhan. Honestly, really, really great
Thank
job.
you.
Very,
Thank
very
you very much,
impressed
Mrs.
with the
Malika. Thank you.
presentation. All right. Okay, so Janelle, it's just the two of us on this platform. Again, for those people who are watching us now or just joining, you're watching Cross Caribbean Huddle, St. Lucia and St. Kitts and Nevis. This is a GAW event, and we are so glad that you have joined us. Those of you watching on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. Janelle, do you want to give a shout out to anybody on your end?
I saw a good amount of my persons online earlier, so shout out to all of you who, and including the ones in the background. So Saint Kitts, Nevis, big shout out to you. I also want to say to Chevy, great job. I realized I didn't mention that earlier. So as I say, jump in at marketing, put it in our face, put that product in our face.
I agree. And with that, we're going to take a brief break. And when we come back, we're going to hear some team announcements and we're going to go into presenter two. Please stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us. And at this point in time is where we normally give team announcements. Now, team announcements are usually announced that are coming directly from the Startup Huddle team to our viewers. All right, Janelle, do you have any events or any upcoming activities that are going on right now with your organization that you need to let the public know about? This is your moment.
On our Sankis N, on the 14th of this month, we are having a fireside chat. We are partnering with Marcia. Marcia, we are partnering with her. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. And Anna is also one of those what's the word? Panelists, sorry. And then on the 21st of this month, we are having our last startup order for the year, given that we don't want to be in the business of December. And this makes us 1 year, so which will be more of a happy hour style, at least more networking. So we conclude this year as we look back over 11 months of presenting startup order to St. Kitts, and now sharpen the networking part as for us, it's all about building the ecosystem. And for that very same point, that's what we'll be talking about this coming Sunday via Zoom as well. So those are the two things that we have in our bag for November. And of course, if I may jump in here, I wish to encourage everyone here under 35 to consider Wildlife. I'll hand that over to you.
All right. So those of you would have heard there's some events coming up with, of course, with St. Kitts and Nevis. I really am very, very envious of you, Janelle, that you get to do happy hour, and we are, restricted to doing these, conferences. I mean, we have our advantages of larger crowds, but nothing beats the intimacy that people have when they network and be in the same room and get to talk to each other and laugh and vibe. We really, really miss that. So I honestly envy you. I'm hoping that at some point we can come across to St. Kitts and really experience the Startup Huddle environment for ourselves and what it's like. And hopefully when things die down here in St. Lucia and we get back to our in-person events, we can also extend an invitation for you all to join us as well. All right. So this was the... Sorry, go ahead.
I have mentioned Entrepreneurship World Cup in particular on our startup huddle, and some of my folks are anticipating that for sure in St. Lucia.
Oh, definitely. We are big on that. Very, very big on that. Now, on our end, we have our colleague Mylika, who has some team announcements to give. So, Janelle, we're going to just give her the front stage so that she can give our announcements. They're big announcements, so please, please, please pay very close attention to what Mylika has to share.
Did you know that Startup Huddle St. Lucia is celebrating 3 years of engaging, connecting, and empowering entrepreneurs of all ages? Yes, next week, Thursday, is our birthday. We are celebrating tonight because Global Entrepreneurship Week is very important to us. But we are not only celebrating our anniversary, we are celebrating the entrepreneurs who have presented at our programs, the ambassadors who have championed us, the partners and sponsors who have supported us, and of course, our tireless and hardworking team members from 2020 to 2021. We invite you also to join us tonight at 8 p.m. at for our third annual Startup Huddle St. Lucia Awards, where we will announce 10 winners from 4 categories. The link to this event will be posted in the comments. Recently, a new face joined the public affairs team at the U.S. Embassy of Barbados, Eastern Caribbean, and the OECS. She holds the position of Deputy Public Affairs Officer, and she will be joining us at the awards ceremony tonight. She will be sharing with the viewing audience information about some fully funded programs offered by the U.S. Department of State for young persons. So be sure to attend. These are all our team announcements. Stay tuned, as later tonight, event will be sharing some community announcements. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much, Mylika, for those team announcements on the Startup Huddle St. Lucia, and thank you for that. Now, she mentioned that the link to our upcoming event, which is our award ceremony, is going to be posted in the comments. So please look out for that when that link is posted. Please ensure that you join us. We're going to be using a very similar platform. It's just a different link. And we're going to start off at 8 p.m. We're going to be awarding 10 wonderful individuals. And we are very excited about this event. And we're hoping that all of you can join us. All right. So, Janelle, we have one more presenter that is going to take the stage for us. And this presenter is coming from your end. So can you please give a brief introduction as to who this presenter is?
I love to refer to him as James, and James and his father Anthony Mills are presenting on their pharmaceutical yet non-pharmaceutical company, and they're gonna expand on that. They're also their product. Let me go back a bit. They have been on the startup huddle with us maybe the last 3 or 4 months, and both of them have also had the opportunity of presenting to my team. And I think they have been the ideal partnership to come and not just represent their company, but represent Startup Huddle St. Kitts, and maybe represent St. Kitts in general. And this, if I may hint it, may just be the start for them for Entrepreneurship World Cup in the near future. With that said, I leave them to take it from
here. This is a big thing, man. My goodness, this is a big things. I can't wait to see and hear this presentation. All right, so the two of you are basically the partnership behind FS Solutions, and we cannot wait to hear what you have in store for us. So Janelle and I are going to head backstage, and we're going to permit you to, of course, make your presentation. Do you have your presentation ready?
Yes, I do. You hearing me right?
Loud and clear.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we can hear you. Excellent.
FS Solutions for quality
Just a
and
reminder that when you start sharing is when your timer starts, okay? So just let us know when you're sharing and then we will switch, of course, to your shared screen.
Okay. Sorry, let me share the screen first.
Sure.
Okay, you see my screen, right?
Okay, just 1 second. It normally takes a while to load. Okay, here we go. All right, just remember to press the present button so that it can show full screen so that everyone can see. Okay, so Janelle and I are going to go into the backstage and we're going to bring back our colleague, Mr. Grant, who is going to be your timer. He will keep you on track with your presentation, right? You have 6 minutes. So once you press the present key, your time is going to start, all right?
FS Solutions for quality and convenience.
Okay, hi everyone. As was said before, my name is Akima James and I'm here to represent FS Solutions, a med supply store. I'm one half of the business and my partner slash father, Anthony Mills, is the other half. These are the problems we are trying to solve. Accessibility. Accessibility is the issue because of the distance of travel to pharmacies. And when they do get there, because of COVID right now and all that, you got queue. And then when you get there, there's no way for you to enter, especially if you're a part of the different able community, like those that are in wheelchairs, such as my, for example. Availability is another problem that we're trying to solve because if you can't get to into the store, then the items that you need are not available to you. So that leads you to the last problem that we present here. You would have to send someone to the store. Right now, these are just a few of the competitors that we have. Some of them have wheelchair access for the differently able, some don't. These are the solutions that we are currently putting forward. By providing various platforms, we eliminate the need for customers to try to get to or into a physical store. By providing e-commerce, mobile options, and COD cash on delivery, products become available to customers now. And by delivering the item, eliminates the need to send someone to the store. Now we don't have to do it. This is that we recently and confirmed the willingness of customers indicated $5, but there were also 5.6% of the people that showed interest in using mobile banking. So we know.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. James. Mr. James, can you hear me?
Hello?
So sorry to interrupt you. We've been getting feedback that there's some audio connectivity issues. You're breaking up parts of your presentation. And one of the expert panelists was saying she's having difficulty hearing you.
I'm not sure.
It's in terms of your audio,
I'm
it's
not
breaking
sure
up.
what. Let me come closer to the
It is actually not the audio. It might be an internet connection problem.
No, it's not. Sorry. Perhaps an internet connection issue. because you're breaking up during your presentation. Is it possible for your partner to assist you with the presentation if his connection is stronger?
He would need to log in and get access to the finance.
Well, you can remain on screen, but he can just read what's on the slides as you switch it. You don't need to stop sharing.
Okay, let's try this. I would move closer to the connection and see if they help, because maybe it's the distance I am from the connection.
Okay, perhaps we can try that. Could you do that quickly for us?
And with that being said, Michelle, is it okay if I give an additional minute just for the sake of this technical difficulty?
It seemed.
Yes, please. We don't want to rob him of any time for that.
Yes.
Okay, I'm moving closer to the connection.
Okay, I'm hoping that will regulate. Oh, it's saying your battery is low. You may need to plug in.
Yes.
You need to plug in your power source really quickly.
Also, if there is a possibility of turning off any device that might be sucking up the internet as well.
I'll get that sorted. Just let me turn the camera off for a second.
Okay, just making sure that we get you loud and clear.
Yeah, man. Give him his fair chance, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Marvin, for that and for the suggestions.
Not a problem. And can I just say that I am not brave enough to do all these presentations and all of that. I'm realizing how much nerves sometimes act up when people have to come and present.
Yes, it is a very nerve-wracking, experience. But the good thing about it is that when they get the hang of it and they get into an environment where they have to pitch now, it becomes like second nature.
Of course.
That is the goal. That is the goal. So, all right. So, Mr. James, can we try this out again? Let's see what happens now.
Sure. So, just for clarity, what parts did, I guess, most people miss?
All right. So you are not too far in the presentation. So I will basically tell you to start from scratch. We don't want to rob you of your time and of the delivery. Okay. So we're going to start you from the beginning, and then we're going to start from there. All right.
Close video audio. Okay. Let me.
Okay. So Marvin, when he goes back to his very first slide, you can go ahead and start timing the 6 minutes from there. All right.
Not a problem. Understood.
Okay. So Mr. James, once you click present, you can begin.
Okay.
FS Solutions for quality and convenience. Convenience being the keyword.
Hi everyone. I'm Akima James. I'm here to represent FS Solution, a med supply store. I'm one half of the business, and Anthony Mills, my father/partner, is the other half. These are the problems we are trying to solve. Accessibility. Accessibility is an issue because of the distance some have to travel to get to different pharmacies. And when they do get there, they can't get inside easily because during this COVID time, we all know we have to queue up most times to get into most places. And then sometimes there's no way for people with disabilities to enter these places, especially those in wheelchair. Availability is also another problem. And if you can't get in the store to the store, then the items you need are not available to you. So then if they're not available, this leads to the third problem, sending someone to the store. And that's, sometimes you can't depend on people. These are some of the individuals now that are competitors. Some of them do have wheelchair access, but FS would stand out. In time, you're going to understand why I make the statement. These are the solutions we bring into the problems. By providing various platforms, we eliminated the need for customers to try to get to or into a physical store. By providing e-commerce and mobile options, e-commerce, mobile options, and CODs, products become available to the customers because they can go online and see what they need and order them. Delivering the item also eliminates the need of sending someone to buy it for you because you know you can get it to come to you. This slide shows the results from a survey we did recently, and it confirms the willingness of customers wanting to pay for delivery or willing to pay for delivery. And it also confirms that they have an interest in using mobile options to get what they need. These are our key stakeholders. Lee's Startup Huddle and Bowen's Computer Repairs has been instrumental in basically pointing FS Solutions in all the right directions, and all the others that you see on the screen, they have helped us raise public awareness about FS Solutions. The map you see on screen is our delivery area. It's a 10.5 square mile area that we intend to service, and from Boyd to Freeway. And the beneficiaries listed are current and potential customers. Our unique value proposition. FS Solutions, a medical supply store that delivers quality products in a convenient manner for the home care industry, at least differently able, and anyone who may want to do self-care.
You have 3 minutes left.
This is all the ways that we're reaching out. This is all the ways we're branching out. This slide with the key metric impacts, it shows that we did a survey recently, and also this question was the first question asked on that survey, and this slide shows us that 40.9% of the people that responded to the survey were between the ages of 25 to 34. So what we learned from this is that the older age groups, we need to go the traditional method to capture their interest and attention. The business right now is self-funded. We use our personal finances and we're bootstrapping right now. But in the future, we intend to get a loan to increase our stock levels and add new products to our line. This is our this is our business timeline. Most of the stuff on here I hinted to, I mentioned already, but one thing I didn't mention is that in the future, we intend to have a physical location that is accessible for the differently able and even people that are injured for some reason. The networks that we have, the Startup Huddle leads, again, they have been a major help. Attending these sessions, we've been able to network, and it's encouraged that we network. And also, it's the rings. That's to represent my wife. She's been FS Solution unofficial financial advisor, and I think she's doing a great job. And this page just shows our social media links. Feel free to check them out. FS Solutions, and keep this in mind, FS Solutions for quality and convenience. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Wow. That was amazing. That was amazing, Mr. James. Very well done. Very well done. You can stop sharing your screen now. Well done. So, Mr. James and Mr. Mills, you are the partners behind FS Solutions. I'm very well impressed with this presentation. Of course, when it is time for the team to ask you questions, I will be hanging on to mine. But for now, we are going to bring on our expert panelists who are going to be questioning you on your presentation. So we're going to bring on stage Miss Mary Henry. How are you, Miss Henry? How are you doing this evening?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for agreeing to be a part of this event. And of course, we have Mr. Sylvester Louis. Welcome and good evening. Thank you again for joining us. And how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty good.
pleasure
Doing
to be
good.
here.
Excellent. All right, excellent. So what we're going to do is I'm going to, of course, take a backstage pass and leave it to all of you to have your Q&A. You have 10 minutes of Q&A with the father-son team of FS Solutions. And of course, our reminder, which will be Mr. Grant, will be the timekeeper. He will let you know when the time is up. All right, so take it away, panelists. You can decide whichever one of you wants to go first and take it away.
Okay. Can I go first?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. First question. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, actually, the idea came about because sometimes me myself can find the stuff that I need, and then talking with other people who know that they can't find the stuff, and we would hear the people complain, and because we hear the people them complain, then we sort of thought that it would be the right time, especially in this COVID time, to start such a venture, because and then with the added delivery part of it, we thought that it would more than make it convenient for people. As
We do have another question regarding the service that you're offering. So, how would you differentiate yourself from similar businesses? And how do you plan to, I guess you could say, get ahead of the competition?
well, we one of the things we are proud of is that currently nobody else offers a delivery service. So that's kind of one of the selling points, is that confidentiality. We deliver it, nobody has to know what's being delivered to your business place or to your house or to, maybe it's a school or something. So that's one of the ways we differentiate ourselves from others. And we try when we can to find products that are not readily available, so that we could kind of get create a little niche in the market, because it's kind of a big market. If you notice from the slide, there's quite a few others that's already established. So we have to come up with little ways where we can make sure that we able to find a foothold in the market.
Interesting. Now, regarding your target market, I noticed that with the pie chart that you had to showcase for us, you have a larger demographic within the 25 to 30s, that what the age group was. But you did acknowledge that with the older
Yeah.
generation, you're going to have to figure out how to reach them to inform them about your service, especially those who may not be comfortable utilizing, smartphones and not comfortable utilizing apps. So have you thought about how you are going to get to those individuals so that they're aware that, hey, there's a service here to help you, especially if they're not able-bodied and they're not very tech savvy? Like, what do you how do you plan on reaching that target audience?
One of the
Okay.
things we discussed
Well, I add something to it when you finish. Sorry.
One of the things we discussed was using more traditional means, like reaching out to people in the places that they would be, you know, maybe little groups, reach out to the service providers like home care attendant service providers, and they would be able to then pass on a flyer or a business card to their clients. We're looking at various ways. We don't know which one would work as yet, but we're looking at various ways to reach all the demographics. Go ahead, Ak.
Okay, just to add to what he said, in terms of reach, what I recognize, this survey was distributed via Facebook and WhatsApp. So the younger people would be the ones that are using those platforms mostly. So the intent, it was listed in a 1 year plan, but I guess it was on the screen for too short of a period of time. We intend to do radio ads because the older folks, they tend to listen to the radio more than us, the younger folk. We ain't want to hear that. We want to listen to music otherwise, but the older folk tend to listen to the radio. So that's something we intend to do in the near future.
You have 5 minutes left.
Have you tried? I don't know what it's like with the health centers in your country, but would that be a place you could target? Because many of the people would be attending clinics at health centers.
I think that I would say thank you for that suggestion because I don't think that was one of the things that we discussed. But well, I would say thank you for that suggestion. That is something we would look into.
Let me just come in there before the time goes up. So it was an excellent presentation. What I wanted to find out is it just, well, as Ms. Henry indicated, you cannot just target, because St. Kitts is a small island, you cannot just target the differently able or people at home. I think there's a need for you to expand a little more. And one of the places I think you can go to is not just the health centers, but the doctors' offices. Doctors use a lot of disposable stuff. You do the medical supplies, you need to go to the doctors and stock supplies for them. The examination table paper, gloves. Gloves is one of the bread and butter items. You need to have gloves. Gloves sells like crazy. You need to sell, doctors use a lot of tongue depressors, KY jelly, non-pharmaceutical items. You can stock those things and knock doors. Go to all the doctors. Tell them you have the stock available. As soon as they're ready, they call you. You go and deliver to them. You need to expand a little more. And there was you indicated something about medicines. Do you handle medicines as well? And do you have any background in pharmacy? I just wanted to get that clarified. Can you tell me how you handle the medicine part?
No, we thought that we would try to stick to more stuff that you don't need prescriptions for. So that would not include like medicines. We thought we would try to, when we full out the stock, would have most everything that you would find in a pharmacy except the ones that you would need a prescription for.
Yes, very good, very good. Good idea, because you get yourself in trouble.
That's kind of the general idea behind this thing. I like the idea. Right. I like the idea of reaching out to the doctor's office, and I think that would be added to our further outreach. But we're not just limited to people with disability and elderly persons. We also see sport clubs as part of our clientele because people sprain their ankles, have bruises and stuff like that. So we kind of see all that anywhere that people would need stuff like that. We kind of see that, and we thought that we would not only just St. Kitts but expand into Nevis in the near future too.
Mm-hmm. And where do you currently stock your items, and where you're operating from?
2 minutes left.
Currently, the warehouse, because I'm answering, the warehouse the items at my home. And if and when somebody does order something, I would deliver them. So I'm the delivery guy also.
Okay, what kind of storage facility do you have? Where do you store the goods? Inside your house?
Inside of the house, in like a section of the dining area that we do. So they are there and they're covered so that and so forth.
Okay. One word of advice I can give you, which is how I started. You get a 20 or 40-foot container, put it in your yard, put an air conditioned unit on it.
Yeah, he stored them at
Sam, sorry?
Go ahead.
It's a home-based business. But
yeah, it's a home base. Yeah, but what I was saying, instead of I don't know what condition it is stored under, but if you're gonna have buy yourself a container, a 20 foot or 40 foot, have an air conditioned unit on it, and you can store your goods. It will be safe, it will be secure, and it will be
Go
well
ahead,
kept.
Mr. Louis.
And then from there, you can go to all the outlets. Even eventually, you may have stock that you can even supply the as Henry said, the health centers around the island, or even the hospital when they run out of supply. But there are a lot of items that you need to have, and so that you can really get your business going. And because I tell you, some of those medical supplies items, like bread and butter items that people cannot do without, and gloves is one of the main items. So maybe we can talk, and I can give you some ideas how you can source some of those goods, because these are items that I sell a lot of.
And time is up.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much for our expert panel list for that Q&A session, and of course for joining us this evening. We are going to send you to the backstage for now, and we're going to engage with. Actually, I think we'll keep you on stage for now, and we're going to sort of engage in conversation because we don't really have many questions per se in the comments, but we do have a lot of comments that are being made, and such to the fact of this comment here, which was made on Facebook, which is from Naomi, and she says she agrees with the container idea. She thinks it's a great idea, and Bev James is saying the same thing. So, Mr. Louis, you may have hit a little gold mine of an idea that you gave to FS Solutions there for them to consider. Same thing from Miss Yard. She's saying great advice, Mr. Louis, and Niel is saying the very, very, very same thing. All right. So we want to hear from our audience. While we're giving you some time to put your questions and comments into the chat, we are going to engage in, of course, our questions. So let's see. Let me bring on my colleague here, Malika, and also Janelle onto this conversation so that we can, collectively come up with questions for you. So, who wants to go first? Malika, Marvin, Janelle, which one of you wants to go first in terms of the questions?
Maybe first.
So I didn't really have a question, but when they came on, the first thing I thought was, okay, two young guys about to do some amazing things, and I actually thought they were brothers. I stand corrected, father and son. That is
Mr.
really
Grant,
impressive.
sorry to interrupt. There seems to be some feedback coming on your end. I'm not sure if there's a fan or something on, but we're having trouble hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
No. There's still something blowing. We're still hearing the sound. I'm not sure on whose end it is, but I'm hearing a fan or something
Okay,
blowing.
I think that's on Mr. Anthony Mills' end.
Oh, Mr. Mills. Okay, okay. Mr. Mills, can you briefly just mute your mic? Because we're getting some feedback from your end, I believe. Okay, here we go. All right, Mr. Grant, go ahead with your comment or your question.
Yes, my comment was when I saw the gentleman came in, I was like, okay, two young guys about to do some amazing things, and I actually thought they were brothers. I stand corrected. It's a father and son duo that is really rare to find right now with family businesses. So it's good to see that in this modern era, you have father and sons making the step forward in the right direction.
Agreed, agreed. Anything on your end, Malika?
Yes. I'm a bit curious as to why they narrowed it down to medical supplies as opposed to a delivery service for other needs for everybody else.
Other needs such as
Like say, since you're targeting the elderly and other people that they would have probably grocery needs or just the daily life things that they would want. Why did you narrow it down to only the medical supplies?
oh, okay, I understand the question. And What you're saying is a thought that we had before, but at this point, you got to have what you could choose. So, so the like Pops explained, the idea to provide the medical supplies was birthed from his experiences and my experiences, trying to get supplies for him and so forth. That's what all of this was birthed from. So this is the, like you could say, the growing stage. So what you mentioned is a great idea and is something that we can and should implement in the future.
Okay, then thank you very much.
Okay, over to me, I guess.
Yes.
I would say for James and Mills, I suggest you tell your story a little bit more. I realize in one of the responses earlier, Anthony, you mentioned pretty much like because of you or what you experience. Assume that everyone don't know you and tell your story. So in this case, you can leverage the fact that you are someone who are differently abled and so on, and that can actually build and now explain to Malika and others why your product is now zooming into folks who are differently abled and what's not, because it's coming from a personal experience. Hence, your love and everything, your delivery would be, I'm giving you what I would have wanted or what I want. So I would suggest you jump on your story path.
Uh, Thanks for that advice, and I think that is something that we can work on as we continue to market this business and try to grow it.
Yes, and on my end, I definitely agree with Janelle, especially when you are looking at addressing a problem that is felt, not necessarily seen, but felt. You need to look at the emotion behind it, and because you're looking at experience, you want to share the why. Now, for you, in your experience, you're talking about this is an internal inspiration because this is what you are going through. And this is why you decided to solve this problem, and getting to know that there are other people out there having the same problem. So that shows you that you're not alone. So having a story behind your product really does add value to it. And also, when coming into a pitch competition, they want to hear the story and it has to be believable for you to be genuine. That's most of the times what they buy into, the story, the amount of passion you have and how much of yourself you're dedicating into it. So I definitely agree with Janelle on that. And I also want to ask a question pertaining to the screenshot that you had of your target market, literally a geographical area that you have outlined for you to operate in. I started wondering, why was your business so zoned? Is there a particular reason why you picked that cross section of land or geographical area for you to focus on? What was the reasoning behind that?
4 minutes left.
We chose that area to, like, so that while we're starting, we could make delivery fees affordable, because like the further away we go from the capital, then we would have to charge more. But being cautious that we don't just jump out and start to say, oh, this figure for there, this figure for there, and kind of intimidating people. For now, we're limiting it to this area, but as we grow, then we would expand out. Well, as we grow and we receive like love, for the lack of a better word, then we would expand out. And then, I would think people would be more comfortable, like knowing that, well, and I'm paying this extra fee because of where I'm located.
Okay,
Can
I
I
completely understand.
can I jump in here?
Yeah, sure,
I
Janelle, go ahead.
I think you said for quality and for convenience. Convenience is delivery. If you focus a little bit more on quality, convenience will come effortless. Perfect example, Amazon. If you focus more on the product, delivery is only a byproduct. You understand? So instead of limiting your company to a geographical location because of delivery, how about you make quality such a big thing, someone who is 10 miles away would want your product if that means no paying an extra $10, $15 because quality is the actual product.
Also, another suggestion is that you can structure your price in such a way that you probably put a small markup when you price in your goods and offer the customers free delivery. Once they have free delivery, I mean that is something that will definitely catch their attention, and so you don't have to tell them that you're charging them for delivery. That is already incorporated in the cost. So you just offer them free delivery island-wide. That's what I do, and so people be happy with that. You know that they don't have to pay anything for their delivery. But of course, you have already incorporated it in your cost. You put a small markup, but it's 5% for delivery, and you incorporate it in the price of the goods. You just give them one price and tell them you deliver free island wide.
Mr. Louis, you're giving away trade secrets here. Just keep in mind you're giving away trade secrets.
Big suggestion.
Sorry,
Can I
for a moment? Oh, I just want to interject for a moment. Okay.
One minute. Miss Henry, go ahead.
Okay, we're also suggesting actually considering helping individuals with prescriptions. They're differently able-bodied individuals and may not be able to get to, say, the pharmacies to pick up any of their items. So you could definitely offer that service. Or you can actually go to the pharmacist or the drugstore or whatever to pick up their subscriptions for them. That could be another service you could add on to your business.
1 minute left.
No suggestions.
I want to say thanks for all the suggestions and all the, because we really heard some good advice coming out of this, and a lot that we can put into practice. So I want to say I really appreciate all of you guys.
And I just want to add to what Pop said. I really appreciated this opportunity. Like I said to Johnny when he presented the opportunity, I don't like to be the center of attention, but you can't let the opportunity pass you just because you want pleasure, you have something of that nature. So I had to jump at it, and I'm thankful for the experiences and for meeting you guys, and definitely Sylvester Lewis and Mary Henry. We would like to continue liaisoning with you guys to see
Yeah,
how we could
I would
help.
love that. Yes, sure.
We definitely appreciate that, especially as a mother-daughter team also. So we definitely appreciate that.
Oh wow, what a coincidence, right? What a
This was meant to
coincidence.
be.
Nice.
I did not. I'm going to echo what Marvin said, and I thought you were sisters. I am so sorry. I was not expecting mother-daughter at all. Wow. My goodness. Should we go into medicine if my daughter? Maybe we'll look younger. I don't know. But I mean, thank you, all of you, for agreeing to be part of this initiative. I'm going to, of course, start sending our persons backstage, but highlighting each person so that they can give their final words, their takeaways of the event, and also how persons can get in touch with them. So we're going to start up with Mr. Louis. Mr. Louis, please let persons, you have your final remarks, and please let persons know how to reach you.
Okay. My business is called Express Medical Group. You can reach me at my mobile number. Anybody can reach me on my mobile and WhatsApp number, which is 1-758-484-6787. My personal email is silo, SYLO 33 at yahoo.com. So any of those, I'll be able to respond very quickly. And so you can reach me either by email or by telephone or WhatsApp.
All right. Thank you so very much, Mr. Sylvester. Have a pleasant evening. Thank you for joining us. We're going to send you backstage. And we're going to give the highlight to Miss Henry at this point to give her final words and how you can reach us.
Well, thank you for letting us participate in this event. We definitely got some wonderful feedback for ourselves too. You could actually contact us via our Facebook page. If you look for Liberty Nursing International, you'll definitely find us there. And also for the phone number,
452-8845.
and we'll put it in the chat also.
384-1518.
All right. Thank you so very much, Miss Henry. We're going to say, and mother-daughter duo, we're going to say good evening to you. Thank you so much for being here with us. We're going to send you to the backstage. And of course, now we're going to allow our presenters. So please let persons know how they can reach you and, of course, your parting words. So we're going to give you the spotlight to do that. So any one of you from FS Solutions, either one of you can give your parting words and of course how persons can reach you.
Okay, so well, I just want to say thanks again for this experience. We're really growing since we joined the Startup Huddle. And yeah, you could reach us. My number 667-0764. Sorry, 869-667-0764. And Pop's number 869-663-9077. We have social media, which is FS Solution 0917. Well, our Instagram is in progress, so that's something you can look out for. And we have our JAD store where you could shop, where you're using JAD, or you could use a credit or debit card. So don't be afraid to go and support the business. Or maybe you know somebody that needs our product. Encourage them to support the business. That may not possibly anything to add. Sorry.
Mr. Mills, anything to add from you? Mr. Mills, can you hear us?
He mentioned in the chat that he's not hearing well, so.
Well, yeah, I would just like to piggyback on what Ak said. Say thanks for the showing us the love, inviting us here so that we can tell our little story and highlight. Yes, I.
You're very, very welcome, Mr. Mills. So, Mr. James and Mr. Mills, we want to thank you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you. We thought you were finished. I'm sorry. Okay, he seems to be having some issues there with his device, possibly. Okay.
Mr. Delay on his end. Internet issue again.
Okay. All right. Well, we just want to thank you again for agreeing to present at this event.
I was saying that.
Oh.
No, I was saying that I just want to say thanks for the opportunity and.
Oh, he's muted now. Oh. We're not hearing him as he's muted. Okay, Mr. James, perhaps you can let him know that we're wrapping up because we're out of time. But just want to say thank you to the two of you for agreeing to present at our event, Cross Caribbean Startup Huddle. We're hoping that the information that you gathered was beneficial to you and to your business. And we look forward to EWC and seeing what you bring forth to this competition that Jenny was talking about. So thank you once again. We're going to say good evening to you and send you to the backstage. Thank you once again for presenting. That took a lot of courage, but you did well. And of course, Mr. Grant, we want to say thank you to you, but we want to say our final goodbye. So I'm going to bring my people back on, and of course, bring Chevron back so she can give her final words. And Anastasia, are you there? Just want to make sure that you're there so you can give your final words as well. I'm not sure whether she is there or not, but hopefully she can come on screen. All right, so we're going to start with you, Siobhan, as one of our presenters. Can you give us your final words and, of course, how persons can, get in touch with you?
Again, Mr. Samuel, thank you. Thank you for the team, everyone on the panel. Thank you for this opportunity. And I have learned a lot, even though the other team, FS Solution, that presented, I'm not into the medical field. I've learned a lot, and I do appreciate the time given to me tonight and to my business. And I can be reached via WhatsApp and telephone 2841169. The area code is 758. I have a Facebook page, which is Chevy Q, Instagram page, which is Chevy Q. Once again, thank you everyone for this opportunity.
And you are very, 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 very welcome, Siobhan. I'm sure that everybody who was listening to this event this evening is very happy that they got to know about you and what you're doing. And yes, I want to taste what it is that you're making. I've never heard of it, I've never seen it, and I want to try it. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. So thank you once again, Siobhan. Have a good evening. We're going to send you backstage. And we're going to turn the floor over to our expert panel, Anastasia, Elliott. We want to hear from you. What are your final remarks to our viewers, and how can people get in touch with you?
Hi, everybody. It was my pleasure being here tonight. Thank you to Janelle for inviting me. I usually see his notices for Startup Huddle, but I have yet to be able to actually make one. Hopefully someday I'll be able to come, but I know that my sister, she participates, which is really good. I really do love the idea of what you guys are doing here to help other entrepreneurs. It wasn't something that was there when I first started out. I had to go far for assistance. And so it's really good to see the ecosystem of entrepreneurship developing as it has been over the last couple of years, making it really easy for persons who are starting up to get the information that they need to move forward. So thank you for having me. My business, Sugartown Organics, we're online. You can visit our website, www.sugartownorganics.com. Our brands, Yafri, which is our hair care and body care line. We have our Instagram page, which is Yafri, as well as Facebook, Yafri as well. Our Marapa, which is our skincare line. On Instagram, it's Marapa Skincare. And our food line, our gourmet food line, is Flower Foods on Instagram as well as Facebook. Thank you again for having me here. There were some wonderful presentations, some businesses that I haven't seen before. FF Solution, which is in St. Kitts. I see you have 1/5 of our business represented, but you're missing the other 4/5. So we need to talk. But other than that, keep up the good work, guys.
Awesome. And thank you so much again for accepting the call on such late notice. And we wish you well in your business and your endeavors. Good evening, Ms. Elliott. And thank you once again for joining us. And now we turn our floor over to Mr. Janelle Boone. Now we're supposed to close off the event. So I'm going to allow my team members to, say their parting words first before we sort of close it off. So let's start out with Mylika. Mylika, what are your final words? And encourage, any final words. I'm not gonna like point you in the right direction, but what final words do you have for us?
Well, being a past presenter myself, I know how sometimes nerve-wracking it is to be in the spotlight and to try to share to the world what's your dreams and aspirations and how you feel that they can help you. I just want to say that nothing is ever in vain, for even mistakes and missteps are used for good in setting a blueprint for others. So even if we feel that maybe something didn't go right for us, that could be helping somebody else to realize that they could avoid that. And I think that a startup hurdle platform is a way that we could teach people that, and we could encourage each other through our successes and our mistakes. Thank you.
And thank you, Mylika. You did a great job, by the way. Well done. So we're going to say good evening to you.
Bye.
And of course, we're going to now highlight my other team member, the final one for the evening, Mr. Marvin Grant. Can you please give us your final remarks for this evening?
Okay, so thank you, Michelle. So just want to make this quick. Coming out of somebody who used to be on YouTube watching Startup Huddle happening. I mean, I'm not a business owner, but I've always seen the presenters and I've always seen what they have brought to the table. And I thought to myself, I need to join this organization. And I can tell you that this was not a regret, the best decision that I have made in my life. So I'd encourage all those out there, whether you're a business owner, if you want to present, sign up. If you're a person just sitting there watching and this organization, so you should join. You won't regret it. And those are my final words.
And thank you so very much, Mr. Grant. You did a great job, by the way. Your first time on the screen doing this job. Great job. We're going to say good night to you. And thank you once again for your parting words. And that leaves the two organizers. That leaves myself and Janelle. Now, Janelle, I'm going to allow you to go first. You are representing Startup Huddle St. Kitts. And I just, of course, want you to use this moment in time to give your shout outs to, again, everybody else who was here, and any parting words that you would like to share with us. You can go ahead at this point in time. The floor is yours.
Michelle, I first want to say thanks to you for this opportunity of partnering and the idea, and I love it. I do hope that we can do this at least once per month or once every other month. I also want to say great job to all presenters. I learned, even for FS Solutions being here in St. Kitts, I learned a bit more about you. And for Chef Q, I'm curious and my taste buds are running and I'm not even by you. So please consider exporting soon and very soon. I also wish to say thanks to all the other huddlers that we normally say that are listening and viewing by all other platforms. And it was a pleasure having you guys here as well. And do hope that one day you will be the one on the screen. And hopefully, as mentioned earlier, that we can connect in St. Lucia or St. Lucia can connect in St. Kitts in the near time. I look forward to seeing all the great things from all the businesses mentioned here tonight in the very near future.
All right, and those were your final words from Mr. Jenny Oboon, organizer of Startup Huddle St. Kitts. Jenny, we say good evening to you. Thank you once again for being with us on Cross Caribbean Startup Huddle. And that leaves me. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, again, you've been watching Cross Caribbean Startup Huddle. That's between St. Lucia and St. Kitts and Nevis. This was a GEW activity, an official activity. Again, GEW is an international movement to empower entrepreneurs and to help make it possible for anyone, anywhere to start and scale. And I just want to say thank you for joining us, those of you who were watching on Facebook, those of you who joined on YouTube, and of course on LinkedIn as well. We did extend an invitation for you to join our award ceremony happening next. So we hope that you're going to use that link and join us. Again, I was your host, Michelle Samuel, organizer of the Startup Huddle St. Lucia team here in St. Lucia. Thank you once again for joining us. Have a wonderful evening and enjoy the rest of your Global Entrepreneurship Week. Have a blessed night, everybody. Bye.